Hello guys. So today I am making a Sophie scarf. It's same as the Sophie hood, but in this the hood will not be there. So I have put on 6 total stitches on my needle because we start small but we make increases so that it increases in size. So let's do that. So in the beginning when we have the 6 stitches, we knit the first 3 and then we purl the next 3. So this was our second row and now we are on to our third row. So on the 8th row we will be increasing and then we will be putting a stitch marker on one side. Let's just go with the flow first. Fourth row. So I was so sure about making this Sophie scarf because I just loved making the Sophie hood, and somehow the stitches I just love how they, like, when we increase they just form a very cute shape, the triangular shape. So I just love it. I decided that I would make one of these again, but it's a small project. It will not be having a hood, so we can finish it in less lives, I can say. Row 6. So we are on to our 7th row. When I will be making an increase, I will put a stitch marker on that side so I know that every increase that I'm doing has to be on the same side. So the 8th row. So knit 1, knit 2, and on the third knit we are going to knit twice. So let's just walk you through it. Knit 1. Now we will knit from the back side as well. So this is called knit front and back. So now we have an extra stitch. And now the last 3 stitches we will slip them off the needle. So this was our 8th row. So now we are going to reset. Now row 1. Now we know that we increased on this side, so I'll be making a marking over here like so. So I know next time I have to increase or decrease, I will be doing on this side. On this side. So let's go. Again, row 1. This time on the needle we have 4 knit stitches and the last 3 will be slip stitches because we have an extra stitch that we just increased. So the last 3 stitches we are going to slip them purlwise. Row 2. I was just about to do the slip stitches because I forgot that we have an extra stitch. So a total of 4. So now it's our 3rd row. So in the Sophie scarf, it has its like kinda benefit because it's really small in size. So if I started this, we can finish it sooner, way sooner than the Sophie hood that we made. That one also almost took me a week to complete it. Also adding the breaks that I had while I was making that. So let's see how much time this scarf is gonna take. Wait. Hey there, folks. Sorry for the delay, but I was changing my stand because that was really uncomfortable. This one's quite better. So we are on our 5th row. Let's do that. Slipping the last 3 stitches. Row 6. I increased? No, I did not. So this is our 7th row. Guys, I almost forgot to add up a number of row. But thankfully I did. Okay. So slip, slip, and slip. 8th row. So this is the side where we increase. So it's very helpful. If you're a beginner, you should definitely be using one of these, or these come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, whatever you choose. But make sure that you have one of these to mark where you have to increase or decrease next time. So this is our increase row. Knit 1, knit 2. Now in this we will be knitting front and back. So let's start. This is us knitting front, and now we will knit this through the back. So this will increase our stitch. Now we have 5 knit stitches, and the last 3 will be the slip stitches. So this was our increase row. Now we have to reset 1. So this is just starting to get a little shape, like it's just moving towards this side. On the other hand, this side is going to be really straight. Okay, so this is our row 1 of the next pattern of 8 rows. Four, 5. So this time we have 5 stitches, and the last 3 are slip stitches purlwise. Row 2. If you are a beginner at knitting, I I think this is the very first project that you need to start. On our third row, because this is just, it starts with a very little number of stitches, cast ons, and you just increase your way up. So it's a very good beginner friendly project. If I knew that this is so interesting and is a beginner friendly project, I would have done it before I knitted the beanies. I thought the beanies are the easiest to make, but now I think this is the easiest make of knitters. Fourth row, last three stitches needs to be slipped, and fifth row. Guys, when I started making the very first Sophie hood, I was really thrilled. I was really happy that something is just getting its shape, and I was so happy that the stitches were so tight. Tight not in a bad way, but like a very in a professional way, I would say. So I really enjoyed it. That is the reason why I keep making it. Maybe this is not the last one. Maybe I'll keep making more. Sixth row. Hi Simon. Hope you're doing well. Row 7. When the stitches are less, you have to, like, your row ends very soon because you knit them so fast. The next row comes in. Hi Omar, how are you? Eighth row, and this is our increase row. So you can see every time we increase, or we have to increase, this side comes up because we have marked this is our increase side. So every time it's the eighth row, this side will appear, and we have to make sure that we are increasing on this side. And if you did not end up on this side while you have reached your increase row, that means you have skipped a row or you have counted them wrong, because on each eighth row you will end up on this side. So make sure you check them, the number of rows, so that you might be making this right. So no, not the ninth row, but we have to reset it. Why it's too hard. Okay, row 1. Now you can see this triangle is like, it's narrow in the beginning and now it's just stretching out because we have made 3 increases so far. Hi, Reynad. Hi, everyone. So, here's a little update. I did not come live for 2 days straight because I was not feeling well. I had a serious headache and now I'm recovering from it. It's just a little lack of sleep and things like that, but I am fine now. So, I'm back on the track with my lives. So now we have row 1 again. Oh, we have a hair over here. Can you see? I can see. Where did it go? The hair was so tiny, but it was there. I hope it went away. Okay. Oops. So we are going towards our fourth increase, and in doing so, we are knitting our first row. Now on to the second one. So tell me, how was your weekend? And obviously, it's Tuesday right now, but I still want to know, how was your weekend? I hope it was good, not like mine. Okay, last three slippy slip stitches. Row 3, onto the row 4. Slippy slip. So I think I'm gonna say it's slippy slip time. Slip the stitches. It's just so satisfying to say it. Slippy slip. Okay, so how much do we have except the last three? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we still have 5 stitches. We still have 5 stitches. We shouldn't be having more. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. We can increase in the next pattern. So we're good to go. Slippy slip. 1, 2, and 3. Row 5. I did not skip any increases, but I think it's supposed to be the 5 stitches in this round. Maybe I'm thinking too much. So, slippy slip. Row 6. I know this is knitting, this is not crocheting. What made you think that I was thinking about it as a crochet something project? It is knitting. And I am knitting a Sophie scarf. I think you have misunderstood from my channel's name. That is Crocheting with Anne. But I do know that this is knitting. I started with crocheting first, but now I'm in love with knitting. What should I do? Row 7. Oof. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your names very well. But hey, friends, how are you? And do you also knit or crochet? So we have row 8 now. This is our increase row. So we ended up on this side again, and now we are increasing. So in increasing, we will be knitting first 2 stitches, and on the third one we will be knitting front and back on in the same stitch. So just look what I'm doing. So I'm knitting the first 2 stitches, knitting the third one, but rather than dropping this stitch off this needle, I will be knitting one more stitch in the back side of the same stitch. So now I'm going to drop it off. So this is our one extra stitch. So we just increased now. The rest of the row will be the same, and the last 3 stitches are slippy slip. Okay, now reset row 1. So if you can see, now we have row 1. Okie dokie. I must say I was missing this live session these past 2 days. I'm really glad to be back. Slippy slip. Row 2. Good morning, Anne. How are you? So it's morning time at your country. Which country are you from? It's morning time in my country as well. So now slippy slip. 1, 2, and 3. Row 3. Now we should have 6 stitches before the last 3 of slippy slip stitches. So the third stitch, fourth, fifth, and yes, definitely the sixth one. And after the sixth one, we have slippy slip stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Row 4. So after every increase, we have one extra stitch. So in the previous pattern of 8 rows, we had 5 stitches before the last 3. So in this, obviously we're gonna have one more, so it's 6 stitches. Slippy slip. 1, 2, and 3. Row 5. Okay, so you're from France. Okay, so our time matches. Hi, Raga. Is it right? Am I pronouncing it right? Guys, all of you have so cool names. I sometimes don't know like if I'm pronouncing it right or if I'm doing your names justice because your names are too pretty. Okay, so the last 3 slippy slip. 1, 2, and 3. Row 6. So, Anne, Do you do knitting or crocheting, or you have some other hobbies? Slippy slip. One, two, and three. Row 7. So, to everyone watching, I go live every day, but since the last 2 days I was not very active, and I had a really good reason for that. But do subscribe to my channel, like, and share so you get notified the next time I go live. I'm really glad to have you all back, and the new ones also. So, I'm building a community where we talk about crochet, knitting, and anything that you would like to share with me. I also have an Instagram account with the same name as my channel. So make sure to visit my Insta. Whoops. Yes, make sure to visit my Insta and you can share your work with me over there. I do reply and I really love to connect with you guys. So, after saying all of that, we have a problem. So, we knitted this whole row, which was the 8th one, and we forgot to make an increase. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo this row. Okay, so you love knitting. Okay, so you do both. You do knitting and you do crocheting. It's fine. I think both of these are like, it's fun, crocheting and knitting. So when I started first, it was crocheting because I find crocheting like something really new. I never saw someone crocheting before, but I have seen many people, including my mother, knitting with these two needles. So, crocheting was something new to me, and I was really happy to try it. But when I tried it, I made so many projects with it. I made beanies and I made sweaters. I even took orders, even in the very beginning. So, when I was introduced to the knitting, I was like, this is amazing. Like, it's more fun. I just feel like it's more fun. But everybody has his own taste, so you'll get to know which one you like the most. And if even if you don't have to. Even if you don't have one thing in particular, you can have both. Okay, so we have our third stitches coming along. So we were supposed to knit front and back on this third one. So we're going to put it back. Okay, so now we can make this row correct. So knit front and back. Okay, so now the rest of the row is the same. Okay, so now slippy slips. 1, 2, and 3. Now we can reset. Row 1. Okay. So now we should have 7 stitches. Let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the last three. So, excluding these last three, we have 7 stitches. So that's what we want. Okay, so when I was uh, a really like in the beginning of knitting, what I would do is like hold the yarn like this and start knitting. I would really lose my focus on, I have to like hold it loose, like with loose hands. But what I would do, I would just like clench my fist and it would make my work really tight. So that's something I learned on the way. So I just loosen it up and then I handle my needles. So this made much difference. This is I really want my viewers to note if they're beginners, because this really helped me. So you don't want to make your projects really tight, so this is something you need to do. Sometimes the beginners don't know what they're doing wrong, so this is something that you do wrong when you're starting with the knitting. So when you're holding the yarn too tight, it will definitely be making your work tight. So that's the last thing you want to do, or maybe not even the last thing you want to do. You just don't want to do this. Slippy slips. Row 3. So guys, the month of Ramadan is ending, and honestly speaking, it's a little saddening, but obviously, when a month arrives, it has to go. We know that. But it's like 10 more days to go since this month ends, and we will not be fasting anymore. So, yeah, that's what I was feeling, and I thought I would share it with you. So, we are on our row 4. By the way, I am fasting right now. Like, I cannot eat, I cannot drink until it's uh, evening time, and when azan is called, we just break our fast. It sounds a little like really serious, but it's not that serious. It's really, you can handle it. So when I was little, I used to think that no, how can I stay hungry and how can I stay thirsty all day long? But you just get used to it, and it has a very pure feeling to it. Like, this feeling is unmatched, I would say. Okay, so we are on our 5th row. Oops, these are the slippy slips, but I was going to knit them. Row 6. Hello everyone, yes, how are you? Sonja's Creations. So what is it that you create? I am really glad. What is it that you make? I would really love to know. So now the slippy slips, row 7. Just when the yarn is tangled, it's so irritating. But thankfully, we don't have that bad of entanglement. So on our 7th row, slippy slips, 1, 2, and 3. Now on our 8th row, you all guys know that on the 8th row we increase. So hi Suman, how are you? You know, my university friend, she was very good friend of mine, and her name was also Suman. So how are you, Suman? And to every new viewer that says hi in my live, I ask them a question, whether you do knitting, crocheting, or you have some other hobbies. Oh, why? This was a knit front and back row. Why am I doing this? The second time I did this. Okay, so I just have to go back a little more of these stitches. So we have to do this until we have 2 stitches on this needle. I really can't explain this undoing the knit stitches because I really don't have words to explain, but some other day maybe I can teach you how to do it. But I'm just doing what I learned. Okay, so we have 2 stitches on this needle. Now on the third one we are going to knit front and back. Have I knit front and back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guys, why do I think like I already had an extra stitch? Do you give lessons? I can. If you want lessons, I can make separate videos on that. Even if you want something, uh, like if you want to know something and if it's a little question, you can put under the chat. Sorry, you can just write here in the comments and I will reply. And if you want something like in detail, like you want something in a video, so I can make that for you as well. So you just have to comment what you want to learn. So we knitted front and back, and now we have to knit the rest of the stitches. I mean, it all depends on you guys. If you want me to make something that you want to learn, I will make something. Like I will make a long form video, or even if it's a tiny question, I can reply here in the live. That's why I'm doing the lives, guys. It's one-on-one conversation time. So yeah, you can ask me anything. But properly, like a course, no, I don't have that. I don't give lessons like that. I can only teach you something from my channel. Row 2. So guys, if you have suggestions on what you would like me to make a video on about, if you want to learn something, or if it's just something random that you want to see me doing live, you can give me suggestions and I will see what I can do. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm back. Guys, I just need to stretch a little during these lives because without them I would just be really tired. So yeah, so this is our second row. Slip stitches, row 3. I'm so sorry guys, my internet is acting up. I don't know why it's happening, but it reconnects every few minutes. Row 4. So we're not going to make a very big scarf. It's going to be like a medium, kinda. So I haven't really decided if I'm going to make a small one or a medium one, but let's just decide on the way. So we will really determine the length, and if we're happy with a small one, that then we are going to be making a small one. Sorry, my tongue is just twisting. One, two, one, three, row 6. Are there no more questions? Guys, ask me anything. slippy slips. 1, 2, and 3. Row 7. Look how pretty it is becoming. So we are almost an hour into this live, and this is how much we have made. So let's see. Let's just continue. So this live is a 2 hour live, but we decide after our 2 hours are over that we have to stretch it a bit more, this live, or just we just have to finish the live. Let's see on our vibe. I really wanna complete this Sophie Scarf in this live, but let's see. I'm not just making anything in my head that I will be completing it, but yeah, let's hope for the best. So this is our 8th row. We really have to make an increase in this round because I forget, and that's not an option. So knitting the first 2, and in the third one we are going to knit front, and then we are going to knit from the back of the same stitch. So now we have an extra stitch. Yeah, we increased on the right side. Hello from Cuba. Hi, how are you? Rosa Rosello. Hi from Pakistan. I'm doing this live from Pakistan. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we have to reset and row 1. Guys, need to stretch. Give me a minute. Maybe even less than that. So Rosa from Cuba, do you also do knitting or crocheting? Or you just happen to scroll through my life and you're here? Okay, now I'm back. So this is our first row of the 8 row series. After this stitch we have a slippy slips. So 3 slippy slips. 1, 2, and 3. Now row 2. Slippy slips, and row 3. Hi, do you crochet and knit? Slippy slips, and row 4. So you guys can see we are making our increases on this side where I have the stitch marker on. So this side is increasing, like it's like having its shape, but this side it's really straight. So that's because we're not making any increases on this side, but this side has a lot of increases, and it's going to have a lot more increases. Okay. So it's our fourth row. Oh, let's go. Slippy slips. Row 5. So whenever we do the last 3 stitches of slipping the slippy slips, you have to make sure that this yarn is on the front side, because we do the slip stitches purl wise. So when you're purling, you need to bring your yarn to the front. This is how you do the purl stitches. But we are not exactly making the purl stitches, we just pretend that we are purling, but we are not purling because we have to make this perfect I-cord edge. So we don't purl, but we have to make this I-cord, so we just slip the stitches purlwise to make this polished look. Slippy slips, row 7. We just like reach our 8th row, which is the increase row, very quickly. Like in the blink of an eye, you just knit 7 rows and boom, you are on your 8th row. all of a sudden. So now we are on our 8th row. So we will be increasing. This is the exact side where we have to increase. So this is, I would like to do it because this end is very narrow. So I'm going to move it up so it's very clear that we have to increase on this side. Okay. This is knit front and back because this is an increase row. Honestly speaking, I forgot that I have to make an increase in this row. But thank God I remembered. But I think I did on the wrong. No. It was good. It was good. So now the slippy slips. And now reset and row 1. So how many of you have tried making Sophie scarf or Sophie hood? Any of that? Because I think, no, it's not just I think, it is actually a fact that the Sophie scarf and the Sophie hood have the same pattern. It only has a difference where you have to make a hood in, like the Sophie hood, you have to add a hood, but in the Sophie scarf, you just have to knit one side and then you have to reverse it immediately without making any sudden decreases or like that. If I'm increasing every 8th row here, then I will be, when I finish increasing, I will be decreasing, and that would still be in the same pattern. Like after every 8th row, I have to decrease. So, not so complicated. I can say that this Sophie scarf is an easier version of a Sophie hood without the hood. Now the slippy slips, 1, 2, and 3, and row 3. We are on our row 3, really close to our row 8. Guys, whatever project I finish, or even if I didn't finish that project, I still post an update of that project. So recently I finished uh, Sophie Hood in pink, and I posted about it on my YouTube channel. Go check it out, give it your love, and let me know in the comments of my posts how you like it. So I'd really appreciate if you become my community, because after completing every project, I post in my post area of the YouTube. Slippy slips. Oops, did it wrong. Yes, now it's right. And row 4, 5. Slippy slips. 1, 2, and 3. Row 6 now. Slippy slips again. Row 7. I actually thought about posting on this YouTube that I will not be coming to the live these past 2 days, but then I didn't. I don't know why. Maybe I should have. If you guys were waiting, I should have posted about me being unwell. So next time, should I post if I'm not doing the live? Because I go live every day, but maybe when I'm not well, obviously I have to take a break. So let's see for the next time. But I hope that I don't get sick again. I really hope. One, two, and 3. Oh no! I forgot to do that. Oh my god. How many stitches do we have? 3, 6, 9, 10. But we have to do that, right? So we slipped these last 3 stitches, so we're gonna slip them back, and the rest of the stitches that we will be undoing. Why do I always forget? The last time I was making the Sophie hood, I did not do this. Obviously I forget, but this is too much. So this is how you undo your knit stitches. So the last stitch is here. You insert your needle and you drop the stitch from this needle. This is how you undo. I think I explained well. Okay, so this is the stitch that we had to make an increase on, but we forgot, as we have been forgetting from past 2 times also. So this is an increase, front and back knit in the same stitch. So right now we have made an increase. Guys, there's a bug inside my house. This fly is just testing my patience. I don't know what to do with it. Okay, so now coming in front of the camera. Oof. So every time I have to undo a knit row, what happens is the stitches become too tight. So that row is really difficult to knit again. Okay, so now reset and row 1. So now whenever I will be reaching at row 8, I will be telling you how to do an increase, because if I think that you already know how to do an increase, I will be talking to you guys and I will be forgetting that I have to make an increase on the 8th row. So whenever the 8th row comes, I just have to say it while I do it. So this is what I'm gonna do so that I don't forget to make an increase. Row 2. So when I was looking for a pattern on how to make the Sophie scarf, I did not get exact pattern and nobody told in their video that how long the scarf has to be. So we are going to make this according to our own desired length. The desired length is whatever is looking good. I'm gonna stop at that row and I will be start making the reverse side of it. So now it's row 3. One, two. Okay, I don't have to count the stitches. Row 4. So we're halfway to our 8th row because this is our 4th. Slippy slip. Row 5. I hope that I don't forget in the later rows that I have to increase on every 8th row because the stitches are increasing and I will have to undo a lot more stitches than I have been doing. Slippy slips. Row 7. See? It's becoming a really good triangle. Hi Angeline, how are you? So we are knitting a Sophie scarf. I hope you really enjoy it. Guys, give my live likes and also share it if you like it with your friends and subscribe to my channel so you get notified the next time I go live. So this is what we are looking for, to build a community where we can connect and we can share thoughts, and yeah, that's all. So last three stitches are always the why slip stitch, back, knit stitch, back, knit stitch, back. I'm really tiring myself, really. At this point, like this is the fourth time maybe that I forgot to make an increase and I have to go all the way back. What am I gonna do? Why am I forgetting? Guys, my sleep is not bad. I have slept good. I don't know, my mind is not working. I don't know why. It's because I am doing live after 2 days. But what effect does it have? Like, it was only 2 days that I didn't go live. I really have to pay more attention. Okay, so we have 2 knit stitches. On the third knit stitch, we are going to knit front and back. So knitting the front and, excuse me. So in this same stitch, we have to knit the back side as well, like so. So this is where we have made the increase. Now the rest of the row we are going to knit until we reach the last 3 stitches. We're not going to knit them, but we're going to slip them purlwise. Okay, so purlwise, when you bring your yarn to the front and you slip them, this is slipping purlwise. So now we have to reset row 1 and continue. I think I just have to accept it that I forget on the 8th row, but still, let's see what we do on this 8th row. Guys, have you ever fasted in your life? And how does it feel to be fasting? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel more energetic or just make you lazy? I just want to know what effects fasting has on you. Medically, it proves to be very great. Like, it's like your body was asking for something good and then you gave it in the form of fasting. So fasting is that good. But I want to know how you feel when you fast. And have you ever even fasted? So this is our second row. What is it? What is it? Oh my god. So we're just gonna knit this. Yes. Something wrong was about to happen, but we just knitted it and moved on. So the last 3 stitches are always the slippy ones. They need to be slipped. Row 3. Oops. Last 3 slippy slips are coming. 1, 2, and row 4. Guys, why am I so quiet suddenly? I don't know why. Maybe I'm focusing more on my 8th row because I always forget. But this time I just really don't want to forget the increase on my 8th row. That just makes me so frustrated because I have to go back the entire row, and trust me, that's not something pleasant. But thankfully I know how to undo a row, because without it our whole project would be ruined. But still, I just don't want to repeat it again and again. This is our 5th row, entering to our 6th row. Slippy slips. Row 6. So this is our 6th row. I'm just putting my mind on the 8th one because I'm so pissed right now on myself, definitely. Okay, now the slippy slips. Row 7. So we are on our 7th row. The next row that we have to focus on are 3 stitches, our slippy slips ones. Okay, so now finally the row 8. So we have to make an increase on the row 8. This is the exact side that we have to make an increase on because I have a stitch marker on this side. So any increases, any decreases that we are going to do in this project later are going to be on this exact side because this side has to be the straight side. So we can't go like sometimes we do an increase over here and sometimes over here and sometimes we do it decrease over here. So we just have to keep that in mind that we are going to increase or decrease on this same side. So we will be having our uh, these stitch markers so we can mark where we have to make the increases. So okay, okay, so now we are going to do first 2 knits, 1 and 2. Now in this third one we are going to knit front and back. This is knit front, and now in the same stitch we are going to knit from the back loop. So now we have an extra stitch. So this was an increase. Now the rest of the row is simply a knit. Thank God that I did not forget this time that I have to increase on the 8th row. Slippy slips, 1, 2 and 3. So now we have to reset row 1. So on every 8th row, I hope and I pray that I don't forget to increase, because that's so frustrating. slippy slips, 1, 2 and 3, and row 2. Last 3 slippy slips are here, and now row 3. Again the slippy slips once, and now row 4. Last 3 stitches are the slippy slips, row 5. It's almost 20 minutes till 2 complete hours of this live, and I'm tired. I'm really tired, but we're still going to knit for 20 more minutes to see how long we can make it in 20 minutes. Usually I decide to go up to 3 hours or 4 hours of live, but the maximum I have went so far is the 3-hour live, and today is not a 3-hour live like situation. So let's do a 2-hour live. Let's not push too far because I'm fasting and I need to take care of myself as well. So this is our 6th row. I'm very cautious about the 8th row. Inshallah, we will not forget. So one more knit stitch and then we have slippy slips. 1 and 2 and 3. Row 7. So this is our 7th row. We have to be very cautious about our next row, because when the exact row comes where I have to increase, I just start talking to you guys and while doing so I forget to make an increase. But this time I am talking to you in my 7th row, but I'm not going to forget my increase in the 8th row for sure. So the slippy slips are here, 1, 2 and 3. 8th row, increase row, 8th row, increase row, 8th row, increase row, increase, 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 increase. Yes. Knit 1, knit 2, and then in this third we have to knit front and back like this. We did not forget this 8th row as well, and I'm so happy about it. Yes, thank God. But like the last few times I really was pissed that I have to go back. It was like 3 or 4 times in a row I was doing that. And I'm so happy that I didn't forget this time. This is the second time that I did not forget. Slippy slips, 1, 2 and 3. Now reset and row 1. Guys, a little stretch time. How are you liking my Sophie scarf so far? I think I am liking it very much. And yes, eventually it will look good. It's even looking good now, but if you have any thoughts like it's not going good or like from here, but trust me, when this product will finish, it will be really beautiful. Okay, let's go back to knitting. So now we are knitting our row 1. Hi Lynette, welcome back in my live. How are you? Now the slippy slit and row 2. I really love it when people join my lives like 2 days in a row. Google, what what are you trying to tell me? Sorry, it's Google or Goog? I'm good. Oh, that's great. You're good. Lynette, if I'm not wrong, you joined my live once before, right? And you're here back again. This autocorrect just comes out of nowhere. Yes. Because whenever someone comments in my live, I also read out loud their names, and that just sticks in my mind. So I knew that you were in my live, and I'm so happy that you came back. Did you enjoy my previous live that you were in? And what about now? In today's live, we are making this cute little Sophie scarf. Oh, I just my memory is really good, but you know what, Lynette? Today is a really bad day because memory wise, I just kept forgetting to make an increase in every eighth row, and I had to go back in that row. I have to like undo all these stitches to be able to make an increase on this third stitch. Okay, thank you so much for enjoying. I really hope that whatever I make is to your liking and that you keep coming back. I'm really happy that you decided to revisit my live. So, Lynette, is there something that you would want me to make in my next live? Today and tomorrow, the live will have this same project because in today's live, this will not be completed. So, we'll have to make another live to complete this project. But in the next live, I can make something that you wish me to make. But obviously, that has to be something that is not so big of a project that I cannot complete in a live. Yeah, sure. And if you actually decide what you want to say, you can just comment in one of my posts on YouTube and I will check over there. Okay, so this is our fourth row. We have a few minutes in this live. Okay. So guys, let me tell you something. Okay, so this is the Sophie scarf. Yes, this is a Sophie scarf. You know how I love making Sophie hood. And so I decided to start this small project because I enjoy making it, and yes, that's why I decided. So I was telling you guys about my new stand that my husband got from for me, and that is something that you put in your neck and you adjust your phone in its clip. So I decided to film with that when I started this live today, but that did not go well. So I am back to my previous stand. It works good, but the sitting position is just a little too uncomfortable. So I decided to give my new stand a try, but that was maybe I'm not used to that stand. That's why I was just so uncomfortable. But I thought I would be making in a different angle, these live videos, but that's fine. This angle is quite good, I think. So that's what happened to me today. So we have our fifth row. Let's just complete this three more rows and say goodbye to one another until tomorrow. Okay, so this is our fifth row. So after this knit stitch, we have slip stitches 1, 2, and 3, and now row 6. Hi, hi Paula. And this other name is written in, I think, Chinese. I think it is Chinese. And what is your name? I just want to call out your name and hi to you. So we have the slippy slips 1, 2, and 3, row 7. This is our second last row for today. Maybe I'll knit some of it off camera after the live. Maybe after I have some rest. Let's see. Not saying anything for sure. I'll just decide whatever I have to do. Okay, so the next row is an increase row. I just have to keep this in my mind. Increase, 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 increase. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. Thanks for the live. Thank you, Lynette, for being in my live. I'm really happy. Okay, so increase, 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 increase. I don't want to forget. This is the increase row. So you know the drill. First 2 knit stitches, the third one we have to make an increase in. So 1, 2, and now we have to knit front and back in the same stitch. Like so. And now the rest of the stitches are knit stitches. Slippy slips are coming. Now the slippy slips 1, 2, and 3. So now we have increased in this row as well. This is how much we have made. Let's reset and let's keep it at 0. for tomorrow. And yes, this is how much we have made. And thanks for watching today's live, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another live. I'm going to complete this Sophie scarf in my next live. So I guess you don't want to miss the end. So subscribe so you get notified when I go live tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Bye. Bye, Lynette. I see you in tomorrow's live. Bye.